Conceal carry. Do you need it? YouTube already has 1,000,001 videos about what I'm talking about right now. And, of course, me and my infinite wisdom believe that YouTube needed my 2 cents about this topic. You need one, 100%. You don't need me or anyone on YouTube to tell you that. Look at what's happening in our country. Crime rates getting higher and higher, it seems like. That's regardless of what you believe, it's just the truth. And I like being safe. I like feeling safe. I like my life way more than the people who want to do harm. Is it feasible for you? That's on you. I can't tell you if it is. Are you comfortable with firearms? Do you train with firearms? Do you want to protect yourself? It's every American's right to protect themselves and to carry. So I feel like most people should be able to carry and protect themselves. Then there are those bad eggs out there who are just not all there, you know? It's more than just wanting to carry. It's more than just personal safety. You pick up that gun, you put it on your waist, you are committing to something more than just protecting yourself. You're committing to protecting the life around you. At least that's what I think when I put my gun on. Not that I'm trying to be some hero. People who are in deadly danger want a good person with a gun. Now, I'm not saying when you're carrying you should go out looking for a problem. No, you're more than likely going to get arrested doing that. That's why when I said earlier, are you competent? You should be fairly competent. What to carry, that's shooter's preference. I don't know, you can go to a gun store and feel out a bunch of different handguns. Your biggest thing, or at least for me, the biggest thing is printing. You know, I don't necessarily want people to know that I have a gun. And there's a kind of a stigma for people who conceal carry. You know, people who wear jeans like I'm wearing. When they go out every day, you're like, ooh, that guy is carrying. Oh, that guy's wearing Solomon boots. He's carrying. And that kind of defeats the purpose, because if a threat deems that you're carrying, they're going to target you. So, but I don't think that's as big as a deal as I'm making it out to be. But yeah, printing, you don't want to print as much or as best you can. You're gonna print a little bit no matter what. Like if you're reaching for something, your shirt kind of hugs your body, you'll print a little bit no matter what. But like there's people out there that carry full-size pistols, and if they don't print, that's good for them, but you want to limit printing as much as possible. I know I've said that like 4 times already. Also, when it comes to concealed carrying, when I say you want to be confident, I feel like the person who is committing to carrying is already a somewhat competent shooter. Not necessarily the best shooter, but you can put rounds on target, because, you know, you are liable for each bullet in that gun that you're carrying. Each bullet is a potential lawsuit. So if you hit something you're not intending to, that's a wrap. But then again, the average gunfight in civilian use is like, 3 feet, they say? And only lasts under, like, I think I'm being generous here, like 10 seconds. So the odds of you getting into a gunfight here in America are very low. Or the odds of you needing to use your concealed carry are fairly low. Not zero, but low. So you train for that 1%. So that's why you need to know that you can get rounds on target, that you know what's beyond your target, right? Basic gun safety comes into this, or with guns in general, basic gun safety is number 1, obviously. But when it comes to concealed carry, I guess to reiterate is, are you competent enough to carry, in your own opinion? Do you train enough? Competency comes with training, so do you train enough? Know your local gun laws. That's another one. Know if you're in a state that has stand your ground, castle doctrine, or duty to retreat. I live in a state that's duty to retreat. So if someone wants to do me harm, I have to run away first until I absolutely can't, unless I absolutely cannot. Carrying is more than just a right, like I said. It's more than just, now let me show you what I do for my everyday carry. So this is my bare bones everyday carry. So we're going to start from my left to my right. AirPods. Love to listen to music. See if that's going to focus. Love to listen to music. Always need a good pair of headphones. A phone. Need to call people, right? Keys. You need to drive, unless you want to walk everywhere. Your wallet, basic stuff. I like to carry a knife on me. Opening boxes, opening mail. 1% chance I have to use it to protect myself. This is a German throwing knife. See if you can see that. I don't know the brand. It's here somewhere, but it's so faded. Or it was here somewhere. It's so very faded. This was a gift from my father. This isn't tape. It's what dudes are wrapping around their rifles now for better grip. Makes the knife more comfortable. Kind of have that. Kind of right here. You know, good knife, sharp knife. I wish I knew the brand. Someone told me about it. I took it into a gun shop one day and we figured it out. This is the original sheet they came with. I used to have this on my plate carrier when I did security. Never used it because you're probably never going to use stuff like this when you're in security anyway. Next, this is Incog X from Safariland and Haley Strategic collab holster. I have the side card, but it busted on me, which sucks. But it's fairly comfortable. This, like, I almost said velvet. This material, suede, suede, feels really nice against the skin. I guess the only gripe that I have about it is this part. You know, since I appendix carry, this part hitting your stomach right here is kind of annoying. You kind of do that, I call it the carrier's crouch. When you crouch, someone can't fully bend over. I call it the carrier's crouch. This is what I got off Amazon to replace the side cart. See if you can see that. That's the brand. It was like 12 bucks. Works really nice. And this, the main attraction, is a 19X, but it has a 45 slide. So like I said, this is a 19X with a 45 slide. I rock suppressor height sights so I can have co-witnessed, and a hollow sun, which I am blinking. Oh, a hollow sun HS 507. 507 hollow sun. Really basic pistol red dot. It's a good pistol red dot. And a KKM precision barrel. This slide and this barrel I got at a gun swap at my gun club for like 50 bucks. That's why I'm running it, because it's the only slide that I own that's milled for a red dot. The only way I would run a red dot on this is if I got a plate for it, which I do have. I have a plate like that replaces the rear sight on my 17, but I don't want to run that for all of them. I do run the beaver tail on the Glocks because I hate when the slide nicks my hand, but I hate having the beaver tail go all the way down this, so I kind of chop it right here so I can have that. Because when you run the beaver tail, I always had to cant the gun to get the mag with the full beaver tail on there, so I cut it so I can just without that. I have a TLR 7 on here, and that's painted because it was on a different pistol that I painted. I like arts and crafts. I like painting my rifles and pistols. I just didn't do it with this one because I like the two-tone. I did do custom stippling, even though it kind of looks atrocious. It's like my second stipple ever, but it works. But this gun shoots fairly nice for what it is. You know, the threaded, this extended barrel. It's not extended, but it's a longer barrel that fits this. Doesn't really poke, kind of sits flush with the holster. Really nice. But this is my bare bones, what I carry every single day. This is it. My mags are off to the side. They're in the safe over there. But this is it. You can upgrade. You can scale this up and down if you want. One thing I kind of do want to get is this little clip-on medical. I'm blanking on the name who makes it, but it's a little medical kit that goes inside the waistband. Has clips like this. It's like 60 bucks or 60 to 70 bucks for the full thing. Can fit a tourniquet, chest seals, bandage, stuff like that. I don't carry medical on me, which some may scrutinize me for, but oh well. But yeah, that's what I run.